Good morning, evening, afternoon, whatever is relative for you, wherever you are this morning. For me, it is 7 a.m. or just a few minutes after in Queensland, Australia. So we are just moving into some cooler weather. And being here nice and early is always my preference. So wherever you are in the world, I hope that you are having a wonderful day. And if you've just started your day, thank you so much for making this one of the first things you do in the morning. Thank you so much to everybody at the Spiritual Growth Forum. This is probably the 5th or the 6th time that I've been involved, and it's always a pleasure. It's a pleasure mostly for me because I like to share in depth, and I get 45 minutes. So this is, a really great way for me to go deep into subjects that are very close to my heart and that are part of my service here with humanity. So this subject, aligned and alive, the energetics of true health and wellness. So I want to get stuck into this with you really quite quickly this morning. Aligned and alive. All right. So aligned and alive. I want you to see how that lands in your system. So how important does it feel for you to be in alignment? And we have such beautiful variations in how we are as people. We're all very different. So when I say aligned, it could mean something quite different to you. But what does it actually feel like to be in alignment? Well, when we're in alignment, this is our natural state. A human being is designed to be in alignment with their true journey. If we imagine ourselves in a few different layers, we have the physical body, which is the muscles, the organs, the tissues, the glands. And we have the mental body, the mind and the thoughts, the emotional body, the feelings and the emotions and the processes of moving emotions in and out. And then we have the spiritual body, or the soul, the spiritual body, the part of us that is uniquely us, and the part of us that in some belief systems goes on and on and on in many bodies over many lifetimes. It is the soul, the part of us that has the real need for alignment is the soul, the requirement for alignment, because the soul has a purpose. Every soul has a purpose. And when we are born into whichever incarnation we've landed in this human body now, we have a purpose. And in Sanskrit, we call this purpose dharma. And this word means your purpose, your essence here on earth. And in the Eastern traditions, fairly often it is actually more common and even normal, don't really like that word, but even normal for us to actually understand that our soul has a purpose. In the West, it can be something that people know about, they've heard about from Eastern traditions. Maybe they believe, maybe they don't believe, maybe it's not taught as much, but we still have a purpose. The soul is here on a mission. The soul is here to do something, to share something, to learn many things, and to do something really purposeful and intentional and powerful in this body, in this life, whatever that is, whether it's a physical thing, whether it's an emotional, mental thing, spiritual thing, a journey to help others, a million things. But the soul requires alignment, so the listening of what the soul's purpose is, with the rest of the parts of our being. So our physical body, mental body, emotional body, require to be in alignment with the soul for us to be aligned and alive. Now, unfortunately, we don't step into existence as human beings immediately knowing what our soul's purpose is all of the time. I say all of the time because some do. Not that at a baby they'd be able to share that, but some know very young. I mean, I always knew very young that my purpose was to serve humans in a way that I was teaching them and guiding them towards better physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health and wellness. Obviously, it was much later when I learned how to do that, but I remember very young knowing that that would be what my service was, and so when we are born into knowing, yes, it can be a little bit easier, and many of us take longer to try to really connect to what the soul's purpose is. And the soul's purpose is our absolute truth. It is our absolute, integral, authentic, and honest journey. Is it easy to always connect to that? No. There are so many factors that step in that make that difficult for us to be in alignment with our soul. So when we say alignment, it means we are listening to our higher voice within us. We're listening to the superconscious version of who we are. We're listening to part of us that is not here in the physical plane. It is in our expanded consciousness. It is sending messages to us constantly of alignment. So we know physically when we're in alignment because the physical body feels good. The physical body feels strong. Sickness and illness is not repetitive. It's a normal amount of sickness and illness. The physical body is going to give us messages very, very clearly when we are out of alignment. So yes, it's normal to get 2 or 3 colds a year. That's required for detox and elimination. But to be getting more than that, and to be getting lots of flus and colds and sicknesses and headaches and backaches and allergies and all of these things is a sign that your body is not in alignment. It is not in balance. Something is out of alignment. The emotional body, we know when that's out of alignment because the emotions are either excessive or deficient. Our emotional body ideally has this beautiful process in place where when anything emotional happens and rises within us, or even anything emotional that is thrown at us, which is not appropriate for others to do that, but it happens. When we have this emotional rising within us, ideally, we process the emotion through every single chakra, and then we release, eliminate, and start again. It doesn't mean we immediately process and feel fine. It means that we have a system of eliminating excess so we don't hold it into the system. When we hold emotional residue into the system, known or unknown, it creates blockages in our body and pushes us out of alignment. The mental body, when the mental body is out of alignment, this one can create all sorts of problems with anxiety, with ruminating thoughts, with an unhealthy relationship with our self in terms of how we treat ourselves, being highly critical and judgmental of others. When there is mental imbalance, there is a discrepancy between the hemispheres. The right and the left sides of the brain are not balanced, and we feel an over-exertion or an under-exertion of how the brain is working, the mind is working. The mental body without balance is cluttered often and busy, and we have to suppress things in order to be able to cope and manage. If the mind is really in alignment, we're very intuitive. We're very highly, highly intuitive. We hear our messages from the soul and we clearly act on them. And we have mental balance. So we know when we need to slow down or stop or meditate or breathe or do another thing to balance the mind. When there is too much clutter, the mind is out of alignment. And when there is too much going on, the mind is out of alignment. And when there is harmful thoughts, the mind is out of alignment, etc. So you can see how the soul is clearly trying to send messages to us. But if the physical, mental, and emotional realms are not in alignment with the soul, then they are not receiving the soul's wisdom. Okay? The soul has wisdom. It's your wisdom. It's your highest wisdom. And you're always, always receiving that through your crown chakra. But if the 72,000 energy channels that we have in our bodies, we have 72,000 energy channels. In some beliefs and systems, we have more than that. In this particular talk, let's say we have 72,000. All of those channels need to be open in order for us to receive our energy and wisdom in full alignment, so that when the soul brings the message of truth to us, whether that be your journey is to help people, your journey is to support people, your journey is to provide, facilitate people to be well, or it might be something like the soul is saying, you need to exercise more, you need to eat better, you need to take care of yourself, get more sleep. Those messages need to come in clearly so that we can be in alignment. So it can be so simple that when we have a message come in, I'm going to turn a little bit here just so that I can reach the, yeah, perfect. When we have our messages come in, we are receiving them easily. All right. So this is what I mean when I say alignment. When we are in alignment, it means that we do only what is right for us and what serves our highest good. When it serves our highest good, it can only serve the highest good of others. All right, I'll say that again. When it's for our highest good, it can only be for the highest good of others, even if it feels different at the time. So it might feel like, oh, but if I speak my truth in this particular situation, I might upset that person. If it's your truth, you have no responsibility to how it's received by others, as long as you're compassionate and kind. Everybody else is entitled to their receptivity, to their even reaction, if it's theirs and they keep it, to themselves. Their response, they're all entitled to that. It's not your responsibility. So when it's for the highest good of you, it keeps you in alignment. And when we're in alignment, we are in flow. When we're in flow, everything is smooth and easeful in life, even when there is challenges. All right. So to be in alignment means we are alive. All right. So we have something called life force. The life force moves through the cells of our body. And we increase our life force by doing things like pranayama, which is the breathing techniques in yoga, by exercising, by practicing yoga, qigong, tai chi, movement, dance, getting out in nature, anything that increases the vibration in our body. That increases our life force. We increase the life force and we feel better, we feel alive. And this requires the energy channels in our body to be flowing and to be in receivership of what is right for us, not what is right for others. So this is something that I want to share with you around alignment. If we spend a long time out of alignment, it is going to create harm. To be out of alignment means doing things you don't want to do, being in the wrong job, being in a dangerous or destructive relationship, knowing what your vision is for that ideal role, that ideal professional job, but not doing it because you want to stay in the job that pays you more, because you think that's the more sensible decision, choosing things for money instead of choosing things for joy. When we're out of alignment, we are not authentic. We're saying things we don't mean, doing things we don't want to do, and spending time in energetic flow that is not designed for us. So what happens is we get stuck, we get stagnant, and we can get physically ill, we can get emotionally turbulent or emotionally impacted or congested, and we can get mentally unwell because we are not allowing that true natural state to flow through us. We simply must start stepping into excuse me, the knowing that to be in alignment is in fact the only way. When we are in alignment, we are able to be who we are here to be, even if it looks different to the design that we've actually been entrained to believe. So often we make what I call emotional and mental body choices. Excuse me. I'm feeling a bit cold this morning. We're just starting to cool down a little bit here in Queensland. So this structure of mental and emotional choices. Basically, we've been taught these things. So we may have been told by parents, it's a really good idea for you to go and do this university degree, or to go and study this particular thing, or to go and learn about this particular thing, when really you're thinking, wow, God, I want to do the total opposite. So you've got somebody encouraging you to do a business degree, let's just say. And don't get me wrong, it's another thing, 8 business degrees. I'm just using an example. But really, you're kind of wanting to be an artist and paint. That's what lights you up. That's what makes you feel good. When you paint, you feel alive. When you paint, the cells of your body are excited. They open up. Everything starts to vibrate. And when you vibrate at that high frequency, you attract because you are in alignment. But you go, oh, you know what? I've been told to do this business degree because it's sensible. I can get a job very easily when I have this degree. My parents think it's the right decision, and I'll do that. And the amount of people that I work with in my business, my clients, my coaching clients, my counseling clients, my healing clients, who have done this and made themselves unwell because they have listened to others rather than listen to themselves. So they go do the business degree and it makes them ill. Or they go do the law degree, and then the job that they get at the end makes them ill and pushes them out of alignment every single day, because the artist in them is their soul's true purpose. But they're creating mental stories based on what they've been taught, or emotional stories based on what they've been taught by others, that is not something they can do. They're not allowed to have that. And this comes from the struggling artist archetype, which is bullshit, because we choose our reality and we design it. So if we want to connect to the artist in a different way, then we choose to do that. It is a vibrational thing. It's all about creating the vibration of which you want to receive. All right. So this business degree, that pushes you out of alignment. And then every day you're working in an industry that you know is not right for you. You're showing up time and time again and being inauthentic. And what that will do is it will push all of the energy in your body out of alignment. Your energy channels will stop flowing the way they're supposed to flow. They will stop carrying the energy around the body the way they're supposed to. 72,000 energy channels, 7 major chakras, and hundreds of little chakras. They're not being fueled in the way that they're supposed to be fueled energetically, to be fully in alignment and to be fully vibrating at a high frequency. So the frequency within your structure starts to become lower and lower and lower. Everything starts to switch off and we get depleted. We are no longer in alignment, and that cannot last, because if it does, it will push the physical body to react strongly. We will have sickness, illness, disease, healing crisis. We will have big traumatic moments of being very physically unwell because we haven't listened to that true part of us that is trying to wake up to our true potential, which is really aligned around doing the things that are right for us. Mental health gets really, really affected, because when we are not doing what we want to do truly from a soul level, the mind cannot actually be at peace. It cannot find a peaceful place, pushing itself out of integrity every single day by moving into roles and jobs and families and situations and relationships that are not aligned for the true you. The emotional body becomes congested because we keep gathering and collecting negative emotions. So some people hate their job and profession so much that they wake up every morning with anxiety. They go to sleep the night before with anxiety and stress. They drive to work with stress. When they're at work, they're on edge. Do you think that's the way that you're supposed to live? Do you think that's the way that you're designed to live? No, you are not designed to live in a low-level anxiety or a high-level anxiety state. If there is anxiety present, there is soul and personality conflict, and you are not in alignment, so you cannot be fully alive. Now, if you start to tune in to what the right thing is and start to feel it, your cells start to open up again. The energy channels start to flow again. so that you can start tapping into what is right for you and what is right for you from your heart, not from what others have told you, not from ease, not from fear. Most of us make these decisions and choices to do what we don't want to do through fear. Fear drives us into scarcity and lack frequency. Scarcity and lack frequency tells us, I'd rather have a relationship that's bad than no relationship. I'd rather have these friends and connections that are shitty than have no friends. I'd rather have a job that pays the bills and gives me money than one that brings me joy. It's fear and scarcity and lack that push us into those unsustainable, harmful, stressful places. And when we choose the higher choice, we choose to be in alignment with ourselves, to only do what is right for us, to only do what is a hell yeah, is what I call it. Every single cell of your body goes, yes, I'm on board, I'm in, I'm doing it, it's happening. Only then will you be in alignment. Now, I'm not telling you to go and throw your job out of the window. I'm not telling you to walk out on your relationship. I'm not telling you anything, in fact. But I'm asking you to tune in deeply to what is happening in your life. To be alive, we have a short time in this human body. To be alive, we are living every single day to its fullest. Even if there is challenge, we are rising to those challenges and seeing them as an opportunity for growth. When we're alive, the blood is rushing through our body. We feel alive, alert. We are high vibration. We can attract whatever we want into our life. We manifest easily. We are a joy to be around. We're in alignment, and that allows us to be in this beautiful vibrational flow with the universe. When we're out of alignment, we can't be fully alive. Everything is closing down. The energy is stopping flowing. The chakras are not rotating or oscillating at the frequency that they should be. Everything starts to shut down. And when we spend a long time out of alignment, often people choose to stay in a really unhappy, unsatisfactory, difficult, stressful, and challenging life. And they go into victim mentality. Oh, well, life's hard. And, life's really uncomfortable, and, this is how it is. And this is obviously what I'm here to do. And no, I don't believe any of that. I don't believe any of that. I know we have challenges, and some people have a lot of challenges, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, all of those things. But if we fall into victim mentality because of those challenges, we make everything 100 times worse. Because victim mentality is a dense, low frequency space that creates blockage and imbalance in your energy. And you can never be in alignment if you're in victim mentality. Same that you can never be in alignment if you're in persecutor victim mentality, rescuer, victim, person, this blame triangle, rescuer, persecutor, victim. If you're in any of those corners, you can never be in alignment. So your journey has to be to get out of them. That's the first stage of the journey, is to stop playing victim to what's happening with you in your world. Stop persecuting others because of whatever's happening to you in your world. And stop rescuing everybody else and start paying attention to help and serve yourself. Then you can start moving towards alignment and being alive. Now, being in alignment, it doesn't mean it's selfish. I have so many people say this to me, in my day-to-day work. Well, if I do those things and make those choices, then I'm being selfish. What about my children? What about my families? What about the people around me? I'll be letting my boss down, or I'll be letting my family down, or I'm here to serve them first, or whatever it is. No, because if we're not in alignment, again, it's not for our highest good. So if it's not for our highest good, it's not for the highest good of anyone else either. So this is where we have to start putting boundaries in and getting really clear. Okay, I've made a choice to be in alignment. That means every single choice and decision I make from now on lights me up. It feels like a yes for me. I am physically on board. I am mentally on board. I am emotionally on board. Spiritually, the message has come in and I have said yes to it. I have taken full ownership of my own actions, and I will only operate in alignment from now on. This takes a lot of boundaries because it means we need to change the way we've been relating with certain people and situations. We need to put new boundaries in place that can have impact on others. And that impact on others, again, it's not your responsibility because the only person you're responsible for is you and your children under 16. As long as you are compassionate and kind, when you put your boundaries in place, that is going to give you energetic protection. Boundaries are so essential for one who wants to step into alignment. Now, when we put boundaries in place, yes, it does have an impact on other people, especially when you have been what I call boundaryless. There has been no boundaries for a long time. So maybe we've allowed people to get away with things for a long time. Maybe we've been in situations that have been out of alignment for a long time, and we put these boundaries in place, and it can feel really, really challenging for you to change. And it can feel really, really challenging for others to receive this newer, more established, more powerful, potent version of you, because they're like, hey, what's happening here? Wow, she's really stepping into something different. And yes, people are going to have that, but it's okay because everybody's entitled to their response. If they have a reaction, that's also okay. It's very important that you don't allow yourself to get swept away with that or taken into it. Allow people to process and then see how things go. Because if you are deciding to step into alignment, sometimes others will be triggered by that. You know, so many people who I know in like their 40s, 50s, they have this huge professional crisis where they just realize, oh my God, I'm totally in the wrong field. I've been here for many, many years. I've had backache, I've had headache, I've had pains, I've had chronic health conditions. And they start to wake up to the fact that it's all related to that job they've been in. Or I have other people in their 40s, 50s, and they kind of just wake up and just go, oh my goodness, I've been in this really destructive relationship where I've been, with a narcissist for however long, and I've been bullied and picked on and pushed down. And now I'm awake. And they have these massive changes, transformations, huge shifts where they go, wow, I actually know I need to be in alignment. And these things push me out of alignment, take me out of integrity. I need them to go. And this is so important that we look at this in so many other ways, because you will also create within yourself a lack of alignment through your negative thoughts, through your harmful, critical behaviors, and through your inability to commit to working on your emotional wellness and your inability to commit to working on your physical wellness. So sacredly, you've signed a contract in this life to look after this body. This body has been gifted to you to carry the soul from the beginning of this life to the end of this life, so your soul can go on. You've signed a sacred contract that says you're here to look after this body, and that means to do all of the things. So if we know our physical health is struggling and there are things that we could do to improve it, we must do those things to get back in alignment again. So if we are getting sick all the time, if we are ill all the time, if we do have chronic health problems, if we have had serious diagnoses, if we've had all of these things physically happening, aches and pains and backaches and, problem after problem, there's asthma, there's allergies, there's all of these things coming up. Are we ready to look at our physical health? Because I tell you, you have to if you want to be in alignment. If you want to thrive in your body, if you want to live a long, prosperous, abundant life, if there is emotional residue, so many people hold on to emotional trauma. They hold on to the destructive cycles and patterns and paradigms of lifetimes, ancestral imprints, the blueprint of your family, the lineage of the women and men that came before you. You hold on to it all. You hold on to things that have happened and you pack that emotional trauma away, and then you do not work on it. To work on it, you need to work with energy healing. You need to read books that help guide you into a healthier place. And I will at some point have my book link moving across the bottom of this screen. The book is called The Path to Life. This is a really great book to grab and get hold of through Amazon if you want to step into new ways of getting in alignment. This book is all about physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health and wellness, and ways, really practical ways that you can start improving that. So we need to read, we need to receive counseling, coaching, psychology, whatever it is for you. We need to have emotional resilience. So we need to learn those things. I believe energy healing is the best thing for the emotional body, be it Reiki, pranic healing, guided healing, theta healing, craniosacral, whatever you go for. These things are really going to have impact at moving the emotional residue out. But you've got to be committed to that, because with emotional trauma in your body, anger, frustration, fear, self-sabotage, disappointment, judgment, sadness, grief, these things create density in your field, and you cannot attract from that place. You cannot manifest from that place. You cannot get into alignment in that place. If you leave that emotional trauma, and if you leave that blockage in your system, you will go down. And you will become denser and denser and denser in your cellular energy, in your vitality, in your life force. And you will not be able to get back into alignment easily. And this is a spiral. I was talking to a client yesterday, 2 clients over this week who are, just facing the fact now that they've been living in a state of absolute panic, anxiety, and suppression, and in that flight or fright response for over 3 or 4 years, excuse me, solidly. And working on them with my hands energetically, I can feel that everything is shutting down, everything is closing down, everything feels unsafe, everything feels unsupportive. Alignment is so far from our vision, it feels as if it's impossible until we start to seek some facilitation of some kind that is going to pull us out of that. And getting back into alignment emotionally, physically, mentally is so important so that we can start connecting. So please get my book. I never normally remember to promote this book. So I remembered this morning when I was chatting to Sylvia, so that was really nice. This book is going to give you step-by-step things to do to improve physical, mental, and emotional wellness. And then it leads into spiritual wellness and how that is important, and then it puts it all together. So I'd love for you to grab a copy of that. So why do we need to be in alignment for true health and wellness to be our truth? For true health and wellness to be something that we embody, we have to be in alignment with our true self. We have to mentally listen to the soul's wisdom. We have to emotionally heal and allow ourselves to flow. The word emotion comes from the Latin emovere, to move out. Emotions are supposed to move out, not stay in, like most humans in the West tend to do some of the time. We must be ready to physically align with our truth, mentally align with our truth, and emotionally align with our truth. So we're doing the things we want to do. We're saying yes to the things we want to say yes to. We're living the life we want to live. We have the friends that we choose to be around because they make us feel good, and we feel good when we're with them. We have relationships intimately that lift us and support us. We are in the right role, in the right profession, in the right industry. We are only doing things that make us feel good, alive, and bring us into true alignment. To be into true alignment is that state of just knowing, oh, wow, I'm in flow. And I want to invite you to remember the last time that was true for you. All right, to remember the last time you felt like you were truly in flow. And maybe it has happened, and maybe it's never happened. Maybe you don't ever remember being in flow. Well, I tell you that this is a state that is your divine birthright. You are here to be in flow. You are here to find alignment in your life. When we're in alignment, we are able to be in this beautiful harmony with the universe, with everything in the universe. We do not blame. We are not the victim. We do not rescue. We do not persecute, because we are in flow with ourselves. When we're in flow with ourselves, we're processing our emotions. We're releasing our anger. We're doing the work that we need to do to be the version of us that is the highest possible frequency. To have physical, mental, and emotional wellness and health, we must equally treat all of these parts in our life as equal partners. We can't just be in physical health and not take care of the mind and emotions. We can't just take care of the mental health and not look at the emotions in the physical body, and so on. It has to be integrated. We have to have mental health awareness, physical health awareness, and emotional health awareness to be in alignment, because the body requires those things to open and to flow and to be in this space of harmony. We must say to ourselves, right, it's ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to do the things that support my complete holistic wellness, because I deserve a life where I am in alignment with all that is. And, some of you might be thinking here, oh, this is impossible. And if you are if you're thinking that, you're thinking it's impossible, or that's too hard, or it's okay for her to say that, I can't have that, others can. This is immediately a warning bell that you are not in alignment, because I'm telling you, you can have those things. You need to surround yourself with the right team. Get those beautiful angels around you who help you, physically. Exercise, eat well, have movement, and support your physical body in any way you feel fit. Massage, yoga, etc. Emotionally, journal, get your emotions out every single day. Talk to a counselor, talk to a coach, talk to an energy healer, get energy healing done, and do it regularly. Mentally, mindset tools. Use various different things to reprogram the mind. Hypnosis, NLP, theta healing, whatever you choose. Use mantra, use meditation to create clarity in the mind. All of these things will help you to move into alignment. The more meditation we do, the more that alignment becomes our natural state. So we meditate, and then we drop into this, oh, gosh, I feel really clear. I feel like after we commit to it for a while, I feel really in alignment, and I feel like this has to go, this can stay, this can go, this can stay. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this. I'm going to do these things, because meditation creates mental clarity. When we have mental clarity and positive mindset, the emotions are more acknowledged. And as they're more acknowledged, we're more likely to release them and do the work to release them. The physical body can then be free of carrying the brunt of all of the stagnated, intense blockage that we create for ourselves, and suddenly we can flow. And when we're in flow, everything that we do is in alignment with our highest purpose, because we choose it to be that way. We have this beautiful message that comes in, and it's, no, that's not right for me. Yes, that is absolutely right for me. We do not let fear hold us back from saying yes. So many people say no to their journey and to their path through fear. And that fear comes up, and it can be scarcity and lack fear. Like, it's going to be too hard. I'm not going to be able to do it. It's going to be too expensive. I don't have enough money. I'm not worthy of spending that money on myself, or blah, 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 whatever it is. You're going to have all of those things. But when we're in alignment, if it's a hell yeah, we say yes anyway. And then the universe can collaborate with you to make that happen, and to easily make it happen. Because when we say yes to alignment, everything falls into place. Yes, it takes a lot of trust. Yes, it takes a surrendering to a higher purpose. And yeah, often we really do need support with doing that. So I encourage you, if you do not feel equipped right now to step fully into alignment in your own life without support, that you get out and reach out for that support. We might see how we can get in alignment, but not know how to do it ourselves. We might know we're called towards a deeper meaning, but not know the next steps. We might know that we are impacted emotionally with anger, with trauma, with frustration, and understand that that is affecting our frequency, but not know how to heal it. So we need to walk with other individuals for various stages of our life in order to learn, to grow, to heal, to transform. It is never a sign of weakness to reach out for help. I would like to invite you to spend some time writing down in a journal, even if you're not a journaler, maybe starting to become one, but writing down in your journal everything in your life that you're in alignment with. And then write down everything in your life that you are not in alignment with. And start this process by really deeply looking at what you're saying yes to that is harming you. What you're doing that you know is not right for you. What you are being part of that is harming your frequency, dropping your frequency, lowering your vibration to a space in which you no longer flow with ease and grace. And then getting really clear that those things need to go. And if you are unaware what they are, work with someone on it. Get yourself a coach. Come and see me. You are welcome to contact me. I am an intuitive channel that works with hundreds and hundreds of clients around this beautiful kind of work. If you are unable to identify where things are going wrong, but know you're out of alignment, then speak to someone and get clarity, because when we get clarity, we can start to acknowledge what needs to be changed. All right. So we are here to be in alignment. And when we're in alignment, we can be truly alive. When we're truly alive, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness is apparent. When spiritual, mental, physical, emotional wellness is apparent, we vibrate at a high frequency. When we vibrate at a high frequency, we attract really awesome, really amazing things into our life. Manifestation becomes much easier because we are at the vibration of which we can receive the things we're calling out for. If we're in a very dense structure and we're trying to manifest things, that's not going to work because we don't have the vibrational frequency to match what we are trying to call in. And if that's the case, there is work to be done. All right, so I'm going to leave that there and just wanted to say thank you so much for listening. I always love sharing with this community. I'd love to hear from you. There will be a link in the comments for my book, The Path to Life, and for its corresponding program, which is a transformational holistic health coaching program that looks at those 4 pillars: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual wellness, and works with you one-on-one. It is not a stick you in a group and give you lots of slides to go through, or it's me and you working together for wellness. And I would love for you to reach out if you feel aligned to do so. All right. Thank you so much for listening, beautiful community. And I will see you again in the next forum and look forward to sharing with you in the future.